Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Weekly Dose. I'm your host, Nickihanna, and today we have our special guest, Nile.
Hi everyone. Hello. Hi Nikki.
How are you, love?
I'm pretty good. I've been doing digital drag for like a minute, and now that Drag Race is back on, it's kind of fun to do all these watch parties and stuff. So I'm excited to talk about this episode.
Yes, me too. Speaking of digital drag, I've been still getting my stuff together. I finally got me a ring light now, which is like you can tell.
Hey.
You can tell. You can tell by the which side of the camera that the ring light is on. Alrighty, so we are on episode of RuPaul's Drag Race season 13, episode 4. And we on a recap of last week, Rose and Nile was the top two, with Nile winning the second challenge win of the season. And we start off with episode 4 with all the losing. I would say the second half of the cast meeting back with the first half of the cast. Um, I thought this was good TV, make it very interesting, and of course we seen this with season 12 from last year. So Ellie with two T's, she is hiding in the back because they I keep calling them the B squad or A squad, the winning
I
squad.
think I think they're the A squad.
That's
The
called
the A squad is in right now, but it feels like the season has actually finally begun for real. Like the stakes are actually here, which is like nice because I don't know how you feel about the 3-part opening, but like it's too much. I just want like the show to begin.
Yeah, I thought it was the very first premiere episode. I thought was cute. Then
Yeah.
breaking it down, with the winning girls getting their own episode and the losing girls getting their own episode. I was like, all right, I'm ready for girls to go home now. But anyway, so we have Elliot with two T's hiding in the back just to make just to stir up some drama, get the B squad girls to really think like, oh my gosh, we really sent Elliot home. And then it turns out that Elliot is not sent home, but there's some drama that is stirred up very quickly between her and Tamisha. What are your thoughts about that?
I can appreciate that Elliot likes to start drama. I don't. I mean, like, I completely think that Elliot is like never in the right with the drama, but I do enjoy that they seem to have taken on this role of all right, someone's got to start stirring the pot, someone's got to be a shit stirrer, and it's gonna be me.
Okay. I thought it was very entertaining for a little bit. I was surprised like why she just came for Tamisha when everyone unanimously voted you out. But anyway, we get into the girls are being told that starting this week, girls will have to be sent home. And for the Maxi Challenge, they will be starring in the Rue Hallmark channel, just a parody of Hallmark movies and things of whatnot. But instead of doing Christmas movies like Hallmark is known for, they're doing other holidays. So we have Flag Day, we have Valentine's Day, and we have April Fool's Day. So the girls are split into 3 groups, each with a different holiday. Now, what do you think? What do you think constitutes for a good acting challenge?
Well, let's see. For a good acting challenge, I think it has to be like just ludicrous enough that the like intense scripting that they do, like it makes sense with how over the top it is. Like, I feel like the scripting for those mini challenges is only getting like worse and worse. So the more like chaotic and wild it is, the more it makes sense. I'm kind of here for like the fever dreamness of it all. Like they fucking green screen Kimura with like a you know bodysuit or whatever. Oh my goodness.
Yes, let's get into that. So the teams are practicing. For the most part, you have people who are messing up, people who are not messing up. The usual you'll see in the acting challenge. But I really felt bad for Kimura because she had to be a green screen, she had to be a tree, and she really didn't have a lot of lines. She only had like maybe a few lines. Um,
Right.
and so I'm like this. If I was in her shoes, I'm like I couldn't get that part. I would need a bigger part. Now I'm not an actor by any means, so I wouldn't want the main part, but you would not give me just 2 lines.
Yeah. Well, you really have to like nail those two because that's literally all they have, to go off of your performance. And it's such a shame too. We had to see Kimura struggle with that one line. We were rooting for you.
I thought she was. I'm like, I just didn't understand what was the mess. Like when her and Ross was going, kept saying it. I'm like, they sound the same. I don't understand what's the problem. I don't. So I feel like she didn't make it funny enough. But I'm like, the way she's saying it is the way you're supposed to say it. We was rooting for you. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's
Right.
just me.
Well,
But
like the thing too is like Kimura and uh Tisha, they both got roles that were very, very directive heavy. Like Ross is basically like, you have to say it like this or else you won't pass the challenge. Which I thought was like kind of weird, but I mean I guess they give that role, like they have one role that like you have to just say it perfectly or else you're going home. Which like kind of sucks, but
yeah, I'm
this
like,
director is like,
yeah, and maybe I was kind of nervous even for Tamisha because I'm like, all right, she's saying the share woo, like how funny do you like how high do you want that? Like it's only so high you can go. But anyway, let's cut to the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race, where each of the girls are lined up and their video, each team's video is being played. In your opinion, who was your favorite group or favorite holiday?
my favorite group, I loved the Flag Day group just because I thought the pun was silly enough that like it kind of, gave me everything. I love Simone in that one. She was in that one, right? I'm pretty sure she was in that one. Yeah, okay. And I was just I mean they were all weird and kind of uncomfortable to watch, but the Flag Day one I thought had the strongest performances in it and also just was the funniest out of all the written ones, It didn't have that weird like, well, it had the gnomes in it. Did the Flag Day one have the gnome? I don't remember.
I believe so. I believe so. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at my notes. Yeah. My favorites were Simone, Rose, and Candy, who were actually the top 3. I thought Candy was really herself. I feel like Candy and Simone was themselves. They was able to incorporate themselves into the comedy acting challenge, and that's why they succeeded. And then Rose was also very funny as well. But those are
Yeah, they definitely were able to bring out their brand of entertainment into the challenge, which like for those ones you have to be able to do because like that script is not gonna save you. You just gotta do it your own way and make it your own thing. And especially Candy, I thought she really, really excelled with like a just kind of like a dumb like bozo clown sort of part. But she made it really entertaining and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, and then after watching her, like I really would like it if they did like a stand-up comedy challenge, and I would love to see what Candy do because I feel like she would thrive in stand-up comedy personally.
Oh yeah. She probably won't even have a script. She can just talk.
Just
She'll just
talk.
talk about the other kids or whatever.
So
Some people are blessed like that.
yeah, so we have who we think did the best. Now, who do we think did the worst?
I mean, Kimura was pretty bad. I mean, I actually agreed with the bottom two for the most part. I was very surprised though that Lala was not in the bottom. I thought, at least from what we saw, her performance wasn't really giving me much. I mean, she looked amazing on the runway. Maybe that's what saved her. But I remember like just thinking, wow, she's not really emoting, I guess, the way they really want her to. But she wasn't in the bottom, so
So,
there you go.
do you think it should have been her in the bottom too?
I mean, I think it should have been. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, from what I saw, I liked her runway a lot, but we only got to see a few seconds of her like really struggling in the challenge. So, from based off of that, I feel like she should have been in the bottom. But I guess the judges I don't know, they saw something like when they were actually filming it
Right.
that made them change their minds or whatever. But we as an audience didn't get to see that, so it kind of made that placement confusing for me.
Okay. Okay. So we are getting to one of my favorites, not my favorite part of RuPaul Drag Race, but one of my favorites is the runways. And the category is trains, trains, trains for days. I would like to say we have been watching Drag Race for a very long time, of course. And there's certain categories. There's like, okay, the queens did all right. You usually have queens who nailed it, and then queens are like, I would say this is probably one of the strongest as a whole group, as a whole. This is probably one of the strongest runways I've ever seen on Drag Race.
Oh no, totally. Everyone killed it. Everyone looked really, really good.
I think the only other time I was this impressed with everyone as a whole was probably in season 10 with the feathers look. Other than that, I was like,
that
yeah, the girl
yeah.
that one too. So this was one of my favorite looks. But we first up had Denali walking forward on the main stage of Drag Race. I love this outfit, especially the hair. What are your thoughts on it?
I really liked it too. Like I wasn't as it was very grandiose, and I definitely liked all the colors and stuff. But when she described that it was supposed to be a quetzal, I was like, oh, that makes sense, because there's like this very plumy bird with like this huge long tail, and I thought it was a really interesting way of approaching the train challenge of the runway for sure.
I just loved it. The colors. I like the proportions of it. The hair was my favorite part, because I just love me a like a mohawkish. I mean, this is sort of like a mohawk.
Hello.
Like a mohawk. This is my Wix my lips. Okay, she's the newest girl to the collection. Newest girl.
Oh, fun. Love when you have new hair and just get to go
Yes.
Life.
Yeah, so Denali, I love the Denali's look. We next now have up I can't remember in order, but I'm gonna try to remember in order. We have Elliot with two T's in this white ruffled bodysuit look. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't remember it.
Oh,
I actually don't remember it, and it's really bad because I watched the episode before we started taping, but I do not remember what Elliot's look looked like. Unfortunately, it's white and this look back hair. I mean, it's good. You can't knock it for not being good, but it just wasn't memorable for me personally.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was a good look. It wasn't the best look, but I still think it was a good look. I loved it. The hair. I want to get me hair like that one of these days. Yeah. So, I did like Elliot's look though. We now have Simone. What are your thoughts on this look?
Iconic. I feel like Simone is doing it like nobody's business this season, and I'm personally Team Simone. I definitely want her to go away, and I just love how she is switching it up on the runway with like the long ass do-rag. I mean, come on, that's so cool.
I loved the color scheme. I will say this: I loved the corset. My favorite part was actually the corset underneath the look. The do-rag I liked, but I know how everyone was like, oh my God, this is so innovative and this is so unique. I'm like, now I'll be honest, I've seen the do-rag train before. I've seen it on Doja Cat already. So I was like, when I've seen it.
Did she do a do-rag train?
She had it, I think she had it like to her knees. Not like a train.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was, I did like the color scheme. I liked the look overall. But I have seen the do-rag like long, very long before, so it wasn't super brand new to me, but I loved it regardless. We next have this was one of my favorite looks of the night. Not my favorite, but one of my favorite looks. Olivia Lux. Oh my gosh, you remember Olivia Lux look?
That was also really fantastic. I loved how she made it like your classical kind of rococo-ish, and it was just, she's just stunning. Like I feel like she's just so like, not only is she beautiful, but I really like her approach to runways so far, and I'm really excited to see what she does next. I also just
Oh, you froze up on
oh,
me.
it was everything.
Wait, say it one more time. You froze up on me just for a quick second.
Oh, did I freeze up?
Yeah, just for a quick second, you did.
Oh, I was just saying that it was everything, and I loved how.
Yeah.
Is this? Am I still frozen?
Mm-mm. You
Hold
perfect.
up. I'm
I,
sorry.
I I loved the color. I loved the lavender with the gold with the white hair. I just love the fact that she is a newer queen, and it shows you just because you're a newer
Mhm.
queen does not mean you don't know what you're doing or you can't be up for the challenge. I thought she looked it phenomenal. All right, moving on to our next queen. We next have Tina Burner. Okay, the concept was great. I liked the concept with Tina Burner. It was my least favorite. I still think it's a great look. It was just my least favorite
Yeah.
out of everyone. Um, I think what she should have did was instead of having that long jacket dress, she should have just had a cocktail dress, a tight cocktail dress. I thought that would did well, but I understood why. I can understood why she had the jacket. I'm like, I'm not stupid. In case she got a lip sync, she knows she's gonna take it right off. So
Right. I mean, I liked it. I mean, I guess we could have to come to expect that the comedy queen, quote unquote, was going to take a very literal interpretation of the train runway. But there was also Got Mick had done like a conductor look
yes,
that they posted on. She posted on Instagram, and or he posted on Instagram, excuse me, and that was had posted and said, "Oh well, there aren't going to be two conductors, so I'm going to change mine up." And so Got Mix was like completely different in the
yes.
episode.
Speaking of Got Milk, she revealed that she used her what was originally her sheer look for her trains look, and I actually still liked it. I loved it. Her trains look. It was so glamorous, but with
Mm-hmm.
political message. I just loved it. It was phenomenal.
It was great. It really, and I love that Gottmik brought out a blow dryer to show how it would flow in the wind and stuff.
Yeah.
Smart because you know only Rue's gonna get a giant fan if there is gonna be a giant fan on that stage. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And so next up we have Ha Mora Hall and her train look. This was the best look of the night. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was so stunning, and it's such a shame that. Well, I guess not really spoiler alert, but like it's such a shame that she had to go home. But at least she looked amazing while being eliminated. Like
I
maybe the best someone's ever looked while being eliminated first on the show. Like I can't believe how stunning and polished and immaculate and everything it was. It was mwah,
Yeah, and then
fantastic.
even in the previous episodes, you see some amazing looks from Kamora, but this one, just the detail of it. I later found out it was like it was inspired by Bob Mackey's Barbie doll look, one of Bob Mackey's Barbie doll looks, which was phenomenal. But the look was just amazing with the dragon shoulders, with the hair, the train itself was just it was just stunning. And the
Yeah, the color was just like this golden regal. Oh, it was fantastic and so glittery and sparkly, and it
yeah,
had like the spikes on the tail. Like everything about it was amazing.
it was just 100%. I don't know how much he spent on that outfit, but oh gosh, I can only imagine. All right,
Right.
next up we have La La Ree. I actually love this look. I think out of all the looks, this would be the one I would feel most comfortable wearing because I'm gonna wear a wig.
Yeah, it looked fierce. I was really into it, especially when she did like the reveal of like I don't know what she did, but she like did something and she had the snake skin like trailing her like at the very end of her runway. I'm still not quite sure what she did, but it was really cool and I loved how seamless it all looked, you know. It
Yeah.
was just like amazing work and it was a really good match. An interesting way to approach a challenge.
Yes, I was like, oh goodness, yes, a shake snedding. A snake shedding. I was like, that is so smart. I was like, yes, you better work this thing. All right, next up we have Rose in this
Right?
80s inspired look, tuxedo look. I actually like this look. I understood what the judges were saying when they looked at like
Yeah.
the fabric attached to a suit, but nonetheless, it was still good. I liked it. The hair was amazing though.
There's nothing to knock. It looked amazing. It was a great color too. I really
Yeah.
like that color on Rose, even though Rose's whole thing is like pinks and rose, obviously. But
Mhm.
I liked it. I liked the size and the volume that it had too. It was another knockout on this amazing runway.
Yes, exactly. And next up, we have Joey J. What are your thoughts with this look? Joey J's look.
I have not really been super gagged over much of Joey J's look, but this is my favorite Joey J look so far, with like the giant lips in the back and the giant tongue and the piercing on the tongue. I thought that was pretty cool. Like I feel like that's something I would like maybe do if I actually knew how to like craft something like that. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Kind of
hold,
weird,
hold-
sexy.
yes. Hold on to that thought though, 'cause I will answer that question later on. Uh,
Okay.
I actually overall I liked the look. The only thing I would change is the boots. I wish she didn't have a boot because what I noticed when she had a boot with everything she was wearing, it made her look even shorter. Whereas
Yeah.
if I think she just had a pump, if she just had a pump, she would have looked a lot taller, and
Mhm.
the look would have been a lot more appealing. Even though it was appealing, I loved the look though. The tongue was just smart. Um, so yeah. All right. Next up, we have Tamisha Iman, in her pink look. This was also not one of the ones I really. It was a good
Yeah,
look.
I mean,
One of my favorites.
yeah, it looked good. And I can always appreciate someone who creates every outfit that they wear. Like I can never.
Yeah.
But in this particular runway with so many standouts, it didn't capture my attention as much as it could have, though. I like the color though. It's a
Yes.
nice color. And
Yeah.
like the feather at the very end of like the train, I thought that was nice. The feather trimming.
I agree. I feel like um just compared to everyone else, it was a good look, but I feel like what make everyone else's different is they were probably a little bit more unique
Mm-hmm.
in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of almost had like a concept to it. So, but nonetheless,
Right.
it's still a nice tailored look. We next have Candy Muse in her evening gown, I would say, type of train look. Um, this was another one of those ones where it was a good look, but just compared to many of the other girls, it wasn't the best look or it just stood up to their standards. But what did you think about Candy Muse's look?
I mean, I liked it, but like you said, it didn't match up to some of the other looks on that runway.
Mhm.
However, I thought that color was very striking on Candy, and maybe if she went a like even more like vampy with it and
Mhm.
went a little bit more horror, maybe just like blood things on her face or whatever, some like blood drippy jewelry, that could have sold the outfit a little bit more. But yeah, I think she said posted online that she was gonna do like this huge ass like 48-foot train or something, and like didn't do it. Got cold feet because she was like, oh, I don't know how that's gonna work on the main stage if it's like this huge thing. So I mean, it's good for a backup look.
Yeah, I know she went to do like, yeah. I feel like she should have pushed the ramp a little bit more seductive,
Mhm.
be a little bit more seductive. I think one of the biggest problems with this look for me is not even the dress itself; it's her makeup. Her makeup seemed like she just couldn't complete all of it. Like, it's not finished for some reason. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of her makeup with this look, so. But I think that also helped. I also thought that hindered the outfit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I think she like tried something different, but like
Mhm.
I don't know if the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race is necessarily the time to try something different unless the judges tell you specifically to do that?
Yes. And last we have Utica Queen. Um, and what did you think with this? With this going with the win look?
I liked it. I mean, I got the reference, the Carol Burnett show and the Gone with the Window scene. And as someone who, I love movies, I love television. But like, I just thought it was like just kind of okay. Like I would like to see more of the kooky Utica that we saw in the beginning, because I think she has such a unique sense of style
Mhm.
that for her to cosplay something, not cosplay, but like be so referential in her look, didn't have me as excited as I would have normally been for maybe another queen. Because I've already seen like the crazy shit she's done already. So I'm
Yeah,
more interested in seeing that of Utica for sure.
for sure. I I liked it to the look, but I felt like the only thing I didn't like was that I've already seen this before. I've already seen this, so it was like for her to, and I kind of see what you're saying. Like if it was anyone else, sure, but because she had this unique sense of style and it just goes so well for me, I would say, I was expecting her to just amp it up a little bit more. I think she could have did a lot better. But based off
Yeah.
of our runway, who were your top two looks of the week?
Top two looks of the week. Oh my goodness. Okay. I mean, Kimura,
Mm-hmm.
House Down Boots. Who's the second one? Let me think. Let me think for a second. I know we just like went all over all of them, but I'm trying to like see them in my mind, in my mind's eye. um, Honestly, I'm gonna say Joey J. It was really cool. I really liked it.
My favorite two was hands down Kimura. Kimura get number one spot. And the second spot is a tie between Denali's and Olivia Lux. Because I
Mhm.
loved their looks. All right. So we find out that our top three, the tops of the week are Candy Muse, Rose, and Simone. And our bottom three queens are Lala Reed, Denali, and Ka Morva Hall. So after the judges' deliberation, we find out that um, Simone is the winner of the challenge. Do you agree with Rue's decision?
Yeah, I mean, she definitely, gave a she gave a strong character. She had a ton of lines, but she was also true to herself, which I feel like pushed her over the edge more than Candy, because Candy had a bit role and didn't have to carry the entire scene. So I can agree with that judging for sure.
Yeah. And I would also say just the outfits. I really think like I thought Rose did a fabulous job too. But when you look at all their outfits, Simone, Rose, and Candy Muse's outfit, Simone's definitely hit it out the ballpark. And so
Yeah.
I think that also helped her win. But even with going back to the looks, I want to ask you if you had to do trains, what would you do for this
Okay,
runway?
I was actually thinking about this
Uh-huh.
not too long ago, and I think what I would do, I would like be a very fancy like maitre d' or something, and have a
Ooh.
long ass train that looks like a like placeware and like glasses and stuff. Maybe not like fully physical. Maybe it could be like painted on or something, but just like a giant spread, and that's what like my train is. That's what I would do. I think.
That
I'm
would
pretty
be
sure.
sick. So originally I had a long ass train look already in the process of being made, I think like 2 years ago, but then I scrapped it. And do you know Dr.
Oh
Fauster off of Princess and the Frog, the main villain, Princess and the Frog?
yes.
I was gonna do a drag version of him for one Halloween and just have that cape tuxedo train very long. But I scrapped it. But if I was to do this runway, I would have actually went kind of butt naked, like Valentina, sort of like Madonna look butt naked, and
Yeah.
I would have had
Mhm.
braids like braids in my hair, and the braids would have been the train, and I would have went the train all the way, like while I'm walking to while I'm standing in front of the main stage, the braids would still be behind in the backstage. That's how long I would run it if I was to do the
Oh
runway.
my god, I love that. Like a
Yes,
Lady Godiva moment. Yes.
yes,
That
yeah.
would be cool. You should do it anyway. Part of me is see
That's a lot.
all these like amazing concepts on Drag Race, but it's like, why not just make those things for ourselves? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, make the dream happen. I don't
Hmm.
know. Interesting to think about.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would be able to do it right now because that's a lot of hair. That's a lot of braiding.
Yeah,
But anyway, so the
just like
judges,
yeah.
yes. So the judges deliberate. Simone wins the challenge, but we find our bottom two to be Denali and Kamora Hall. I say I definitely agree with the decision of who's bottom
Oh
two, but
yeah.
I know you don't. All
Uh,
right. And so and so the bottom two have to lip sync to Crystal Waters' 100% Pure Love. Are you familiar with the song?
Um, Not really. Like I feel like I've maybe heard it in like a club mix or something. But I did not know it like off the top of my head, or like if you had told me that before the song had started, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's that song.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I knew the song. I knew of the artist. She's the same woman, Crystal Waters. She's actually from Philadelphia. She's
Oh,
yep. She's also the same person who sang home. You know, she's homeless. She's homeless. She's home. Da da dee da da dum da da dee da da. That you know. So she is. She's also made that song as well. So
I not heard that song, but I will. I believe you, obviously.
so the 100% Pure Love is a lip sync song of the week. I'm excited because I actually do like the song. Um, uh, I don't even have to ask you who you think did better. It is hands down Denali tore that lip sync up. Um, I was so entertained watching it. I'm just so entertained watching Denali perform. You can tell Denali is a performance queen at the root, and I just thought it was a good lip sync.
Yeah, it was definitely very entertaining to watch. Denali slayed it. And also, that's like the first time I think Rue has been like, wow, that was really fun. That was amazing. Like, everybody watch out.
Yeah,
um, but it's just such a shame that, like, Kamora picked this, like, amazing gown that she could not move in at all. So,
I feel like
I just,
yeah, I feel like even with the gown, like to be honest, do I feel bad for Kimura because I mean I thought Kimura had the best runway. Don't get me wrong, but do I feel bad that like she kind of lost the lip sync? Not really, because I'm pretty sure Denali isn't the only queen out there who just detached her train. I would have done that too if I knew
yeah,
I was going to be on Drag Race for whatever lip sync song. Everyone knows that someone has to lip sync and someone will be sent home.
yeah.
And I would have tailored my runway just in case it's a dance song or a pop song, whatever, so that my train could come off. And so I really feel like with what Kamora had, she should have thought about the possibility of she might have to lip sync. You know.
Right. I mean, I guess as a self-proclaimed Bob Mackie doll, altering any sort of gown is like sacrilege to Kimura.
Ah!
I think I think she went out on her own terms, which is the most important part.
And yeah, and we find out that Kamora will be the first girl to sashay away. I am so I'm be honest, I didn't have high hopes for her. I knew she was going home. I knew she was going to win. But her looks are just phenomenal. And I just can't, I hope that she keeps, she keeps showing us like what look she brought for the main stage of Drag Race in the upcoming weeks because I find her fashion to be one of the best ones of the season. So it's a shame that I won't be able to see that on the runway no more. But
Yeah.
Kamara, love you. We love you. She's a sickening queen.
Yeah, oh, I'm glad that we got at least more than just the one look out of her too. We got to see her Lady in the Vamp looks, which were like amazing and like show that she is definitely aware of fashion, just like knows fashion like to a T.
Yes.
I can always appreciate that. I really hope she does post on Instagram, or
Mhm.
I'm sure she will. You know, that's like half the game now anyway, even if you do get eliminated. And whatever she's gonna wear for the reunion or whatever the fuck they did for the fairy end is going to be amazing. I
Yes.
am 100% sure. I know.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming out and watching, right? watching. Well, let me say that again. That was as if I was at like hosting the event. Anyway, this is it for our episode of Weekly Dose. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share to my channel. Like, subscribe to my channel, and share my video as well. I'm getting better at this, guys. And thank you to our extra special guest, Nile.
Thank you for having me, Nickihanna. It was really fun. I like this a lot.
Yes, of course. Anytime, anytime, you're always welcome. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Let me